Hello scientists, this research scientist Lalit Mohan Kala is again before you. I have defined the correct model of the atom and its basic and their application in knowing and defining various phenomena of the universe including Earth, which are still mysterious to world science. Following phenomena have been defined with their scientific causes, scientific reasons. Earthquakes, earth warming, creation of black holes in air sky part of all heavenly bodies and changes in them, creation of aurora phenomena, that is a bright circular ring inside black holes, then depletion of ozone gas layer in air sky part of Earth, then creation of dry land on north and south pole regions, that is on Arctic and Antarctic region of the Earth, and why it always remains dry throughout the year, why its dry area and temperature both continuously increasing, what is energy, in which forms it exists in the universe, how it is always constant in the universe, why energy is indestructible, how atom energy converts into photon energy, what is photon structure, what is the structure of the atom, how the two parts of the atom, the nucleus and electron orbit network, are interconnected, interrelated, and what is the role of electron orbit network in the functioning of the atom. At present, what changes in the nucleus and in the air sky part of the Earth are occurring, and what is the scientific cause behind them? What is dark matter? Does it have any matter? Why does it appear black? What mistakes the world scientists are doing in the study of atom, Earth and the universe? Do the scientists know the correct structure of the atom, of the photon, of the Earth? If not, where the scientists are wrong? What are the basics of the atom, which are also the basics of science and the nature's basic laws of universe governance? What is the common scientific cause behind number of changes in the nucleus and in the air sky part of the Earth, etc., etc.? This research scientist Lalit Mohan Kala has raised few questions related with basic knowledge on the atom before the world scientists. These questions are: can the nucleus particles of the atom like protons, neutrons, neutrinos, etc. be isolated from the atom, and can their beams be thrown? Can it be possible? Next, can the nucleus particle of the atom, neutrino, in isolated state come from the sun? Is it the nucleus particle neutron or the neutrino of the atom which makes chain reactions in the atom, which ultimately results energy blast in the atom? Then, when atom breaks or explodes, how atom's energy converts into photon energy. What is the difference between a nucleus particle and a photon? What is the structure of the atom? How the two parts of the atom, the nucleus part and the invisible electron orbits network, are interconnected and interrelated with each other, and what is the role of electron orbits network in the atom? Can the nucleus of the atoms of the matters of the heavenly body exist in the absence of electron orbits network? I repeat this question. Can the nucleus of the atoms of the matters of the heavenly bodies exist in the absence of electron orbits network? Can there be any heavenly body in the universe which is exclusively made of gases only, that is, having no nucleus part? What is the structure of the photon and how the vibrations of the photon takes place? When photon is polarized, the vibrations of photon in one particular plane are said to be cut. Can the scientists explain how the vibrations of the photon take place and how the vibrations in one particular plane are cut? What do they mean, cut off vibrations? How the atom is made by nature? Do the scientists know the scientific reason of various phenomena of the earth, namely earthquake, earth warming, increasing of area and increasing of temperature of dry land at north and south pole regions, continuous depletion of ozone gas layer in earth air sky part, continuous increasing of black hole diameters, continuous increasing of aurora phenomena. Aurora phenomena is increasing of circular ring diameter, and various changes in the earth nucleus and in earth air sky part, and that all are interrelated, interconnected, and all are simultaneous phenomena, and scientific cause of their occurrence is one and the same. Can the scientist tell what is that common cause for all the above phenomena? At all hollow containers having open mouth, just like a glass, any pot, any vessel, all hollow containers having open mouth, like a glass, jar, bottle, any pot, all have air inside them at normal atmospheric pressure. If the inside gas or air is thrown out of the container so that the inside hollow part becomes a vacuum space. Now my question is, where does the thrown out gas or air go? Does the thrown out gas or air have mixed up with the air sky part? What is the answer of the scientist? When an aeroplane or any matter enters into black hole, why it is lost forever and why it can't come back on the earth's surface? What is a dark matter? Does it have any energy, any matter? If a ferrous metal if a ferrous metal is kept within the magnetic field of the magnet. The ferrous metal reacts, starts moving towards the magnet and get attached on the ends of the magnet. Now my questions are, how do the signals of magnet presence reach the ferrous metal? Why the ferrous metal is forced? Why the ferrous metal is forced to react the signals? On which energy principle the ferrous metal starts moving towards the magnet? Why ferrous metal gets attached only on pole points of the magnet? The Earth's rotation about its own axis and revolution around the Sun is based on the shape above prescribed. That is, as the magnet and the ferrous metal relationship are there, and the ferrous metal is attracted towards the magnet on the same energy. A few years back, it was learned that the scientists of India were planning to conduct an experiment on neutrino in the interior part of the earth in Tamil Nadu state of India. And Government of India has sanctioned rupees 1,400 crore for this project. The learned scientists of India do not have the basic knowledge that isolation of any nucleus particle is not possible. The neutrino particle can never be isolated from the atom, because as soon as it is isolated, it instantly converts into photon. So how they can say that they are doing the experiment on neutrino? It is not the neutrino, it is the ultraviolet photon. The learned scientists of India do not have this basic knowledge that isolation of any nucleus particle is not possible. The particle they were planning to experiment is not the neutrino but an ultraviolet photon, which can also come from the sun, can have mass, it has mass, has velocity of photon, and it can penetrate into thin metal sheets. Without having the basic knowledge of the atom, conducting experiment on atom is a futile exercise of the scientists and heavy wastage of money. Unless the correct structure of the atom and basics of the atom are known, conducting experiment on the atom and deriving some conclusion is of no use. The entire exercise is a futile exercise. That is what happening these days. Earth means complete Earth. Earth means complete Earth. And complete Earth means Earth nucleus part plus Earth air sky part. And both the parts are the integral parts of the Earth, which jointly together constitute the complete Earth. The Earth nucleus part is studied by geophysicists who completely ignore the air sky part of the Earth, which is the integral part of the Earth and is equally important as the visible nucleus part. The astrophysicists study the air sky part of the Earth, ignoring the nucleus part of the Earth, which is the integral part of the Earth and is equally important as the air sky part. And on such unscientific studies, the conclusions are drawn by geophysicists and astrophysicists. Can any matter, Earth, be scientifically studied in parts, and that too by different scientists of different scientific fields? This is one example of unscientific studies of the world scientists. Until and unless both the parts of the earth are studied by same scientists, the earth cannot be studied correctly and scientifically. My remark mentioned above is applicable here also. Unless both the parts of the earth, the nucleus part and air sky part, are correctly known for their structure and their interrelationship, and what is the role of air sky part in the functioning of the earth are known, the earth and its various phenomena cannot be known, cannot be studied, cannot be defined. A few years back, it was learnt from newspaper that for studying some mysterious phenomena of the universe, the Indian scientists are installing an observatory in Hingoli near Mumbai in Maharashtra state, in which gravitational waves coming from the universe will be studied. This observatory is being installed on the advice of American scientists. Government of India has sanctioned rupees 2,300 crore for this project. My question from the scientists: can the gravitational waves reach the earth from the universe? My answer is the gravitational wave from the universe can never reach the earth, because all heavenly bodies exist in the dark space, which is completely energyless space. That is a vacuum space through which waves cannot propagate, cannot move forward. Hence, gravitational waves cannot reach the earth from the universe. The world scientists do not know that dark matter is a dark space, which is energyless space. That is a vacuum space through which waves cannot propagate, cannot move forward. The world scientists do not have basic knowledge. In the absence of basic knowledge, the projects will be proved a futile exercise of the world scientists, of the Indian scientists also. As per Newton's universal gravitational law, the magnitude of force F acting between two matters having fixed masses m1 and m2 separated by fixed distance d has fixed value, that is F equal to capital G, the gravitational constant, into m1 into m2 divided by d square, where G is the numerical constant and m1 and m2 are two different masses and d is the distance between them. This scientist Lalit Mohan Kala research proves that the magnitude of force F and the direction of force both can change even if there is no change in the masses m1 m2 and in the distance d between them. That is, without changing the masses m1 and m2, without changing the distance between them, the force F, the magnitude can vary, If the direction of the force can vary, my research proves. The atoms of various elements have been allotted atomic number and atomic weight. The atomic number is given on the number of protons an atom has, and the atomic weight is given on the number of protons plus number of neutrons an atom has. My question is, can it be possible to count the number of protons and number of neutrons in the atom? Do the scientists know what is the size of protons and neutrons? The size of all nucleus particle is less than nanometer. Nanometer means 10 to the power minus 9 meter. Can it be possible to locate and see such a small nucleus particle in any atom and to count them? When any nucleus particle is disturbed, it instantly converts into photon and it flies and escapes away with the velocity of light. The fact and truth are that it is not possible to locate and see the particular nucleus particle in any atom and count their exact number. Further, it is very risky to disturb the nucleus of any atom, because disturbing the atom means the explosion of the atom. The atom's energy can convert into photon energy, so it is very risky. Now, some energy related questions. How does the energy in the entire universe always remain constant? In which form does the energy exist in the universe? Why it is said that energy is indestructible? Does the energy exist at every point of the universe space, or the energy exists only in few spaces of the universe and the vast and bigger space of the universe is energyless? Can the scientists tell what are those spaces where energy exists and what are those spaces where energy does not exist? Now, some questions from geology. Can geologists or geophysicists tell how the air-sky part is made around the nucleus of all heavenly bodies including Earth? All heavenly bodies have nucleus, and around the nucleus, air-sky part. My question is, how the air-sky part is made by the nature around the nucleus? Can the geologist or the geophysicist can tell how the air-sky part of the earth is made? What is the geometrical shape of the air-sky part formed around the nucleus of earth and other heavenly bodies? What is the geometrical shape of our earth air-sky part? What is the role of the air-sky part in the corresponding heavenly body? Can there be any heavenly body which has no sky part, and vice versa also, that is only a sky part exists but having no nucleus part? Can it be possible? What is the God particle of the existence without which no existence can exist? I have defined the God particle also. What is the God particle of all existence without which no existence can exist? Like the existence are atoms, matters, heavenly bodies and photons. These are all existence which can exist in isolated and independent state. Some medical science related questions. When our body suffers from some infection, why does the infected body temperature rise above the normal temperature? I repeat, when our body suffers from some infection, why does the infected body temperature rise above the normal temperature? What is the direct relationship between the infected body and rise of temperature? Another question, how the life is created from the earth, non-living matters. In rainy season, we find number of small creatures take birth. How non-living matters convert into, ये मिट्टी जो है, मिट्टी से कैसे कन्वर्ट हो जाती है लिविंग क्रीचर्स के रूप में? मिट्टी से ही जन्म लेते हैं अधिकांश जो है, ये कैसे जन्म लेता है? मिट्टी कन्वर्ट हो जाती है, ये जूं हमारे सर में मैल से पैदा होती है, खटमल चारपाई के जो मिट्टी होती है, धूल मिट्टी, उससे वो पैदा होता है। जानवरों के शरीर के ऊपर गंदगी मैल से उनमें बरसात में उनके तरह तरह के मक्खी और दूसरे जंतु पैदा हो जाते हैं। यानी एक मैल मिट्टी, ये कैसे आटे में थोड़ी नमी गर्मी से थोड़ा सा उसमें कीड़े पैदा हो जाते हैं। तो गेहूँ है, चना है, उड़द है, कई दालें हैं उसमें लकड़ी में पैदा हो जाती है। तो ये नॉन लिविंग मैटर्स में जीवन कैसे पैदा हो जाता है? दैट इज ऑल्सो ए सब्जेक्ट। Are the scientists eager to know the root cause of all unfavorable and unexpected changes in the earth, nucleus part, and in the air sky part? The root cause is we are harvesting the earth continuously and beyond limits for the last more than 50-60 years to make our life more and more luxurious. We are extracting multiple materials from the earth nucleus like water, different types of metallic elements, coal, coke, petroleum products, etc. This extraction has made the earth hollow from inside. More details in this regard can be provided in face-to-face talks. That is all today. Myself, Lalit Mohan Kala, research scientist. My mobile number is 9410318719. My mobile number is 9410318719. Thank you very much. This much today.